Hello everyone, welcome to NetSec YouTube channel. This is Johnny. This lab is going to be the second part of my Ipsec VPN Lab. If you watched my previous video, you will see we already created the Palo Alto Firewall virtual machine. We also created the Fortigate Firewall virtual machine. From test 2, test 1, both virtual machine, we can use the firewalls to go to internet. In this second part of this VPN lab, we're gonna create our Ipsec VPN on both firewalls, and test 2, test 1 gonna be able to access each other through this VPN tunnel. All steps have been recorded in my blog post. We finished basic settings on Palo Alto Firewall, on Fortigate, and we're gonna configure VPN tunnel and make some testing. As you can see from the screen, we're also able to ping internet through our firewall, which we already done that in previous lab. Now let's start to configure VPN tunnel. Let's start with Fortigate Ipsec tunnel configuration. So here are the blog post steps. I will be listing here with screenshot. VPN, Ipsec tunnels. Basically, we're gonna using Ipsec wizard to configure this tunnel. I found the configuration is pretty simple, easy, since the wizard is going to help you to create in a network object, policy, route, this kind of stuff. But they do have something you need to know. So let's go through the steps. We're gonna create side-to-side VPN between this Fortigate and another third-party VPN gateway. In our lab, it's Palo Alto, but here you can choose Cisco. The remote device type will decide the Ipsec wizard template to be used. We're gonna give it the name. There's a limitation how many characters you can put in here, so I will just make it simple. Fortigate to Palo Alto. Remote IP address 192.168.111.100. The outgoing interface will be automatically selected. Pre-share key. Next, local interface. We're gonna using our internal LAN, and local subnet will be automatically selected. For the remote subnet, you will see it's a 10.0.0.0/24 from the diagram. Next. So that's pretty much the settings you need to do through this Ipsec wizard. Very simple. You don't need to choose phase 1 algorithm, encryption settings or other settings. It will create phase 1 interface, local address group, remote address group, phase 2 interface, static route, and policy. So right now the interface is done since we haven't configured other side yet. If you look at Ipsec tunnel template, you will see this side-to-side Cisco. That's the template we are gonna be using in our firewall configuration since we choose a Cisco. Double click on it, you will see phase 1 settings and phase 2 settings. phase 1, they're using dash SHA-1 dash MD5 DH group 5 dash MD5 DH group 5 for phase 2. Because I'm using trial license, which means I don't have any higher encryption method available for me. I cannot choose triple dash or AES. But it's fine as long as our Palo Alto version still support dash. The latest 10.2 will not support dash anymore. So if you're trying to do your lab, make sure you choose 10.1 version or below. Since we already finished our Fortigate configuration, we can start to work on our Palo Alto configuration, VPN tunnels. You're gonna follow the steps one by one to configure it. There are a little bit more steps on the Palo Alto VPN configuration since we don't have a simplified wizard to use, and we have to create everything by ourselves one by one. So let's start with IKE crypto profile. So in the default settings, there are 3 profiles, but both of them using AES. We have to create our own. There's one thing I want to show you is Ipsec tunnel. If you looked here, you won't be able to see the phase 1, phase 2 settings. If you really want to see what is being used, you need to convert it to custom. Now they will show you IKE1 mode, main mode, and DH group 14 and 5. For the phase 2, you also can see that using DH group 14 and 5, enable the PFS, that's the MD5 and SHA-1. That's the default configuration from our Ipsec tunnel template, but we already converted to custom, so that's why we can see them. So to make it simple, I'm gonna add group 5, encryption dash authentication MD5. Another thing you need to pay attention to is key lifetime. This is phase 1, so let's go back to check. The lifetime A6400 second, that is 24 hours. So let's go back here, you got 24 hours. You also can choose seconds as well. Ipsec crypto profile, we also need to create a new one, since the default profiles doesn't support that. For 3200 second. So we created Ipsec and the IKE profiles. Now we're gonna create IKE gateway. We're gonna use our internet WAN interface, local IP address 101.100, the peer IP Fortigate IP is .200, authentication key. You don't need to put any local identification or peer identification here. IKE crypto profile you need to change. Right now it's default. We already create our own -MD5 DH5 profile. So choose that one. Okay. Now it's time create a tunnel interface. Virtual route, we can put the default virtual router. If you have your own custom router, like you've created your virtual router for your internet interface or for internal interface, you can put them here. Security zone, we're going to create a new zone. We call it a VPN zone. You don't have to put the interface here. You can leave it empty. Next step is create Ipsec tunnel. We're going to assign a new tunnel interface to this one. IKE gateway. We already created before. IKE GW-1. Ipsec crypto profile. We also create our own. Make sure you choose that. So here is the important part. You need to create a proxy ID. What is proxy ID? It's also called the encryption traffic, interesting traffic, which is going to trigger the Ipsec encryption. So let's say local IP on the Palo Alto side is 10.0.0.0/24. On the remote side, it will be 10.10.10.0/24. Any protocols you want all traffic to passing through. So tunnel status is red dot here, means it's done right now. We haven't committed our changes yet. The last step, you need to create a security policy to allow VIP zone to access other zones as well. Let's go to policies. So we have to allow from internal zone to the VPN zone, they can access each other. The source is our, let's say, LAN, and also VPN zone. Destination, also the same LAN zone and the VPN zone. So they need to access each other. The application will be any others will be default, allow, and then OK. So this is our VPN traffic rule. We allow those two zones access each other. Last step is just to committing. While it's committing, I want to show you the Fortigate settings as well. We know we are using Ipsec wizard to create the tunnel. I want to show you the interface. It's created by this tunnel wizard. So you can see we have a new tunnel interface under the internet interface. You also will see static route to using the gateway 192.168.111.100 through this interface. This tunnel interface. Firewall policy, you will see the new rules from remote local. They're gonna accessing each other. Similar like we created in the Palo Alto firewall. So the configuration committed successfully. The result also shows successfully now. Let's go to network. We can see IKE info has been up, but not having an IPsec tunnel yet. We also can check from Fortigate side through VPN, Ipsec tunnels. Tunnels is not up yet. There's a couple troubleshooting process you can go through. You can go to monitor, system. Here it will show you IKE negotiation result. Look at IKE phase 2 negotiation failed. Processing SA payload. No suitable proposal found in peers SA payload. So IKE phase 1 negotiation succeeded. So that gave us some idea where the configuration was wrong. We can go back to our IPsec crypto profile. So look at the list profile. If you remember, we choose DAS as encryption, that's correct. Authentication MD5 supported, but the DH group was group 14 and 5 in other side. So here we put group 2, which is why they cannot negotiation successfully. Change that to group 5, double check on the IPsec tunnel settings. From the advanced in phase 2 proposal, you will see 14 and 5. We didn't choose 2. So that's clear. We're gonna commit the change. Commit was successful. Close this one. Go back to IPsec tunnels. You can see IKE info still green, but tunnel info is still not showing green yet. Let's send some traffic. Again, we're gonna go back to monitor. It shows IKE phase 2 negotiation is succeed as responder. Quick mode established SA. So maybe there's some delays on tunnel status. So right now it shows green on both. Again, you're gonna try to ping each other. You will see which hops we got disconnected. So listen to 1.1.2. We need to make sure our firewall has been disabled. On our test machine. While troubleshooting the Ipsec VPN tunnel settings, you can verify status on both sides. You can see tunnel has been up and running. Why it's not able to ping each other? You still need to verify each steps from both sides. Check the policy, check the route. In my case, if you look at the network static routes on the Fortigate side, you can see other than default route, they have specific routes configured. When I look at my configuration on Palo Alto side, I missed one static route here. There's no return traffic to tell where the traffic should go when there's an interesting traffic coming. So here we need to add a VPN route to Fortigate. Destination simple. As you can see from our screen, our Fortigate is using 10.10.10/24. So we put in here. So next hop, we don't need next hop, we just need a 10 tunnel. Anything go to 10.10.10.0/24 need to go with tunnel because it's in other network. You don't have to have next hop. Once it is done, commit. Commit completed successfully. Just do quick testing again. Right away, we are able to ping other side through the Ipsec tunnel. So that's all steps. The video a little bit long. I separate it into 2 parts. If you think this video has some useful information, please give me a thumb up. Any questions, please post in the video description comment section. Also, if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do. I will see you in my next episode.